Gut health is one of those buzzwords that has gained a lot of popularity in recent years. So what's all the hype about? That's what I'll be diving into today. I'll discuss things that we can do to promote our gut health, as well as my thoughts on probiotics and probiotic supplements and whether or not I think they're worth the investment. If that sounds of interest to you, then keep on watching. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Megan. I'm a registered dietitian, and I create videos that dig into the science behind trendy nutrition topics to make it easier to navigate through the abundance of nutrition mixed messages by presenting credible, evidence-based material. If you want to support me, you can do that by hitting that little red subscribe button at the bottom of the page. So what is gut health and why is it important? The human gut is home to more than 50 trillion bacteria as well as other microorganisms. Can we just take a minute to appreciate how massive that number is? That would be the equivalent of covering the entire surface of the earth with pennies 137 times. These microbes perform many important functions, including vitamin production, helping to digest and extract nutrients from the food we eat. They help us defend against illness and even play a role in our mental health. Problems arise when disruptions occur among these bacteria, a condition known as dysbiosis, where basically there is a reduction in the number of beneficial microbes and an increase in those which can become pathogenic or damaging under certain conditions. In the setting of dysbiosis, one of the most concerning things that can happen is damage to the intestinal lining. A healthy gut has tight junctions between the cells of the intestinal wall, which act like a fortress and carefully controls what is allowed out of the GI tract to gain access to the rest of the body. Dysbiosis has been shown to alter gut barrier function by allowing these tight junctions to loosen, which leads to increased intestinal permeability, where more things are allowed to escape the GI tract. This is known as leaky gut. Leaky gut and the inflammatory responses that occur as a consequence have been implicated in the development of numerous autoimmune conditions, including type 1 diabetes, inflammatory bowel disease, and celiac disease, and are also involved in the development of cardiovascular complications as well as several food allergies. Essentially, poor gut health has ripple effects which can negatively affect our overall health. Factors contributing to gut dysbiosis is an area of ongoing research, and there are still many things that we still have to learn. What we know at this time is having a high diversity of beneficial microbes, meaning that many different species are represented, appears to be gut protective. This is important because the different kinds of bacteria appear to have unique functions and seem to work synergistically. There are many factors that contribute to gut microbial diversity, many of which we don't have a whole lot of control over, including age, sex, and genetics. However, diet appears to have one of the most profound impacts, which thankfully is something that is modifiable. So what helps us to get a broader variety of bacteria to colonize our gut? Prebiotics and probiotics. Probiotics we're probably mostly familiar with. These are the gut-dwelling bacteria known to serve a benefit for human health. I'll chat more about those in a minute. Prebiotics, on the other hand, are perhaps one of the most understated nutrients in the human diet. Prebiotics are the food that good bacteria eat to help them grow and thrive. And what do bacteria like to eat? Fiber. Fiber is found exclusively in plant food sources, including fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, beans. Prebiotic fiber remains virtually untouched by the process of digestion until it reaches the colon, where it serves as a food source for the bacteria that live there. Just like when we eat, something has to come out as a product of digestion, the same is true for these bacteria. When they eat fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids as an end product. These short-chain fatty acids, or SCFAs for short, are beneficial in that they provide an energy source for the epithelial cells lining the colon, which research has shown may protect against developing colon cancer. SCFAs are also directly involved in the production of serotonin. In fact, 90% of the serotonin production in our body occurs in the gut. Serotonin is a neurotransmitter and hormone and is important for regulating our mood, promoting proper gut motility, and can even help with controlling our appetite by promoting satiety, making it an important consideration for weight management. A quick side note here, as this is an area of a bit of conflict in the research community. There have been a couple of studies showing that increased short-chain fatty acid production may be related to obesity. This is most often attributed to the fact that short-chain fatty acids do in fact contribute calories anywhere from 10 to 15% in a given day. I'm going to argue here that the conversation of obesity is much more complex than simply how many calories one eats in a given day. There are many psychological, socioeconomic, environmental, and even medical considerations when it comes to obesity that I think are more prevalent. I won't be going into those today, but please let me know in the comments if that is a video topic that you'd like for me to tackle. And now back to probiotics. Including probiotics in the diet can be a beneficial way to help populate the gut with those good beneficial microbes. Some research has suggested that probiotics can be a beneficial addition to a treatment plan to help reverse dysbiosis. We find probiotics naturally in fermented dairy products like kefir and yogurt, as well as fermented vegetable products like kimchi or sauerkraut. These can be very effective sources. However, it's important to make sure that your probiotic food source is not pasteurized and requires refrigeration. If it's a food source that has been pasteurized, all those good bacteria have been killed and they're not going to serve you any benefit. Do I think that it is necessary to buy a probiotic supplement? And honestly, it really depends on the individual. Do I think everyone would benefit from a probiotic supplement in general? No. If we're eating a high fiber, prebiotic rich diet, one that is abundant in plant food sources, as well as trying to incorporate some natural probiotic sources, we're probably providing the raw materials and conditions to help those beneficial bacteria grow and colonize. However, this is not going to be the case for everyone, and there are certain situations where a probiotic supplement is indicated, such as in certain medical conditions that impact what somebody is able to eat, their digestion, or the gut itself. Maybe this goes without saying, but if you have been advised by a doctor or dietitian to take a probiotic supplement as part of a medical regimen or treatment plan, I would highly recommend working with that practitioner before you make any changes. If you decide the supplement route is the best decision for you, there are a couple of considerations I think are worth mentioning. First of all, the supplement industry in general in the US is poorly regulated. There is very little oversight mandating that what manufacturers claim is in the product is actually in there. Supplement companies can pretty much make whatever outlandish claims they want without having to provide any proof that that's what you're getting. This can result in a supplement being ineffective at best and harmful at worst. If you plan to purchase a probiotic supplement, I would highly recommend that you find a brand that has been third-party tested for quality and purity. Some examples of third-party testing companies include NSF and USP. These are seals that you're going to want to look for on the bottle. I will also say that when it comes to probiotic supplements, you really are getting what you pay for, and sometimes that can be quite a bit of an investment to find a good quality product. I would recommend finding a probiotic supplement that has multiple strains of bacteria that have a robust body of evidence behind them. Some of these include Lactobacillus acidophilus, Lactobacillus rhamnosus, and Bifidobacterium lactis, just to name a few. I would also encourage looking for a product that contains at least 10 million colony-forming units, or CFUs. So those are a few ways that we can improve our gut health. What about things from a dietary standpoint that might be harmful? The Western diet, which is very rich in saturated fat, high in animal protein, and refined carbohydrates, has been shown to contribute to dysbiosis. Now, I'm not saying that you can't enjoy something from a fast food restaurant or a dessert now and again. And if you watched my video from a couple weeks ago on my top 5 healthy tips to promote overall well-being, I really emphasize the importance of balance. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it here if you're interested in watching that. What I'm saying is that what we are habitually doing day in and day out in terms of our diet, that is what's going to have an effect on our gut health. The typical American diet falls woefully short of the recommended minimum of 25 grams of fiber a day. So it might be beneficial to see where we can gradually increase fiber intake in a way that is realistic for our lifestyles. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment with any future video suggestions that you'd like for me to cover. That's it. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.